Hi friends, I'm Steph, the digital product designer behind the YouTube channel Steffi Irwin, where we talk all things digital wellness. So if you want to use your phone, if you want to use AI technology to empower you to live a more peaceful, healthy life, then be sure to subscribe because I talk all things of that nature from the perspective of someone who works in tech and designs all of these addictive apps myself. So today, as part of my attention project challenge, I'll put the rules to here. I wanted to talk about the importance of analog. So while I design digital products and that is my life and I love technology, I have cameras, I have all these lights around me here, what really gives me peace and what's a really big part of the challenge, things such as reading physical books and going for silent walks being examples of kind of rules within the challenge, being analog is kind of really key to achieving the challenge goals and to kind of gaining perspective on your life and your digital life. Today, I'd like to share 7 ways that I stay analog that maybe will keep you inspired, keep you more in touch with the physical world around you so you can make more conscious digital choices rather than subconscious ones. So my first tip that directly relates to the Attention Project Challenge is reading physical books. So I love a physical book because it gets you away from the screen. And this is the one I'm reading right now. You don't have to be mad to work here. It's a memoir of an NHS psychiatrist. Highly recommend, super interesting, thought-provoking read on mental health. It's not fiction, it's not personal development, but it really makes you think. And I think these are the kinds of books that I love to read in the morning. I don't want to think about, oh, these are all the things I need to fix, or these are all the things that are wrong with me, but I'm not necessarily at the mental place sometimes where I can really escape into fiction. So a book like this is perfect for me. Plus it's absolutely hilarious. And we stare at screens all day for work. We are already trying to avoid social media. So really getting down with a good book and a tea and putting your phone away is really the epitome of presence in my view. So as part of my little morning routine, what I do, and this will kind of encompass the next 2 principles, what I do to really make this attention project a success and why I feel so much better is I walk to my local coffee shop. I walk without content in my ears, I walk in silence. And this local coffee shop is a safe community space. So in addition to reading books, having safe community spaces is super key to being analog because it's amazing the amount of people you can meet on social media, online forums, video chat, but there is something special about having a reliable place that's not your house, that has other people around that are there. There's a buzz, there's an energy. So going there to read my book and do my journaling is really key, I think, to my success with this challenge. Number 3, that also segues into journaling. So I have a really nice journal and I think that's what makes me use it. While I do use the Stoic app on my phone if I don't have my journal with me, I typically use my Louise Carmen journal. All the girls on TikTok are talking about it. These are honestly quite expensive, but it's a present from my mom for my 30th birthday. So if you want something a bit more affordable, you can still get super nice journals like a Moleskine or a Luke Term, I think is how you say them. All of my agendas are from there as well. I'm absolutely obsessed. It feels really good to just check in with yourself in the morning too. If you're not really ready for a blank page per se, I highly recommend Lily Silverton's Prioritize This journal. Typically I have the Prioritize This journal, which I will put here, and I'll link all this stuff below as well, alongside my blank Louise Carmen where I just write down my thoughts and feelings. So I usually spend about an hour and a half in the morning at my local coffee shop with a cortado in a nice mug and reading a book for a bit and then doing some writing just to really check in with myself. So reading a book, finding a safe community space, and journaling are kind of my 3 serious game-changing routine go-tos. If you honestly pick anything from this video, I'd highly recommend picking those things. The next thing I want to talk about are fidget toys. So this is a great way to be a bit more analog or to kind of give yourself a break. I really love this one where I can make things into cubes and different shapes. So sometimes if I'm in a stressful video call for work or I just need something to do that is physical with my hands, I really like to just sit on my patio outside and play with these fidget toys. Also, stress balls are great. I love to kind of have something tangible to hold on to and something to make. I find it incredibly satisfying. So highly recommend if you want to get more making things with your hands, but you can't necessarily make a ton of clay pots and your apartment is only a certain size. And speaking of making a ton of things, this is a plug for, I think this is turning into just like my favorite objects video, but I really don't want it to be that way, because being analog isn't all about stuff. It's also about just being in your community and being in your space. I also want to talk about having a coffee and tea routine. So while I have been going to the coffee shop a lot lately, I also love to make myself matchas at home, and having a nice mug is great too. My favorite potter, I actually made this with her. Her name's the Super Sparrow. She makes beautiful, beautiful mugs. I love to put my matcha in a really nice mug, and it just is a very calming, phone-free ritual that you can do to start your day off right. It also gives you something warm and soothing to have in the morning, and even if it's super hot out, I absolutely love to have my little matcha making routine at home. The next thing I want to talk about is my record player. So most people in my life don't understand why I have an extensive record collection. I actually just purchased one recently. Loyal Carner, one of my favorite UK artists, has a new album out, and his voice is incredibly calming and poetic, and I really like to listen to it when I'm working. Honestly though, I love Spotify, but sometimes if I really just want to have a continuous loop of music, I love having my record player going in the background. It forces me to kind of enjoy and appreciate a whole album. As well, I only ever buy a vinyl for something if I absolutely love it. So highly recommend if you want to experiment more with the analog world. That is the epitome of analog, in my opinion. Next thing I wanted to talk about is going to events IRL. And I know it's probably difficult if you don't live in a big city, but platforms like Eventbrite, Meetup, Locals app are all super great. How To Academy as well does online events. So while you'll still be staring at a screen, you will be doing something different that isn't scrolling, that's good for your mind and soul and perspective and that sort of thing. So I love to schedule in little things to look forward to in my community. So whether it's through like a members club that I'm part of, kind of getting out there. I do a run club at least like twice a week. So seeing my friends from running is also super great. Having those really safe community spaces, it does tie into what I was speaking about earlier, but fundamentally like going to random events that really stimulate my brain. Even going to a gig in real life, I think is a great way to kind of be more in touch with the world around you. So instead of consuming everyone else's content on TikTok and Instagram, that you are making it a life that's worth TikToking and Instagramming about. Just to recap, my main tips on how to kind of break away from your phone while you're doing the challenge are to read books, find a coffee shop you go to on a regular basis. It's seriously worth it. It's so comforting. To journal. I highly recommend getting a really nice leather journal. It doesn't need to be this Louise Carmen one, but something that's nice with a nice pen, because you deserve it. You deserve to write down your beautiful life story and all of your drama in an unlocked book that pretty much anyone might find. As well, having a matcha routine with a fabulous mug. Going to events like How To Academy. There's an Alan de Botton one in London pretty soon as well. I think it might have already happened. I really need to check. But highly recommend that as well. Getting into record players and fidget toys. These are all kind of my favorite things that help me keep more in touch with the world around me. I actually, and it does I guess count as a form of screen, got a Tamagotchi very recently because I love to also get in touch with kind of the child side of myself as a way to sort of break from the serious adult scrolling, going on Instagram and seeing everyone getting married and all of that stuff, and it's all a bit so it's kind of nice to kind of get in touch with that side. And it's not even a color screen either, very old school, so I'm excited to have it arrive. So I'm curious how you all stay more in touch with the analog world, how you break away from your screens. These are kind of some easy, tangible ways that I do it, but I'm curious about you. What are your safe community spaces? What events do you like to go to? I also love to go to different exhibitions and stuff, but I think that kind of counts under events. And yeah, do you have a matcha routine? I want to hear all about it. I hope the challenge is going well for you. The Attention Project challenge is going well for me. I'm feeling really in good spirits lately, and I think these videos are holding me accountable. So thank you so much for watching. Share with me all of your faves, and I'll link everything below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.